Welcome back to the channel, as today we got some news for you from the Edmonton Oilers as they have placed Slater Koekkoek on waivers. This must be a move that we're hoping he just doesn't get claimed, goes on a taxi squad, and Tyson Barrie's probably on his way back. And I guess the team sees that William Lagesson has outplayed him, which depending on the day, it's a hit or miss. One day, Slater Koekkoek's ahead of Lagesson. Next day, Legesson's ahead of Slater Koekkoek. And ultimately, the Edmonton Oilers went with William Lagesson to be the 6th, 7th defender when Tyson Barrie gets back. And clearly, William Lagesson has been doing a pretty good job. He's still trying to get his first NHL goal, and as a defenseman, that is hard when you're more of a two-way defenseman than just an offensive defenseman like Evan Bouchard is. Now, with this move, like I just said, I hope Slater Koekkoek doesn't get claimed. That would be really hard on the Oilers in a sense that there's a really high possibility that he's going to get claimed. It just is what it is, but if Tyson Barrie goes down again, if William Lagesson goes down, if Chris Russell's injured again, Slater Koekkoek is the perfect option to fill in that void while there is injuries. But at the same time, we're taking a really big gamble that he won't get taken, as he's a pretty good, solid shutdown defenseman that loves to play against the top lines. And this will be huge to see if the Oilers do keep him and whatnot. In 19 games this season, he has 4 points, all assists, and he's a +2. So he's been on the ice for more goals scored than goals against, which is good. That's what you want from your third line guys. Now going to Lagesson. Media. I know I complain about the media a lot, but this is just getting out of hand at this point, as earlier today, 20 hours ago, Mark Spector put Lagesson fighting Stuzle ? Bad form by the Oilers defenseman. If we're opening up the idea of beating up on each other's superstars, does Nick Holden get to drop them with Connor McDavid now? Just get out of here, Mark Spector. Like, really? Lagesson that was his second career fight. Lagesson does not fight well, fight a lot. There's been times he could have. But Stuzle went after him. Stuzle threw the first 2-3 punches. This is a guy that probably wasn't going to drop the gloves until Stuzle started punching him. And then he decides to drop the gloves and cut Stuzle up. I'm sorry, but if you're saying William Lagesson's the bad guy in this, you weren't watching the same game as 50,000 other Oilers fans were, let alone Ottawa fans, that saw Stuzle start it. I'm sorry, but I learned when I was younger, if someone starts something with you, you finish it, and that's what William Lagesson did last night. Spector, I hope you see this. You and Jim Matheson are unbelievable when you guys report stuff. It would be different if, Lagesson hit him from behind or hit him and then Lagesson started. Sure. But Stuzle's the one that started everything. But you're going to say William Lagesson's the bad guy because essentially Stuzle did give a few good punches to Lagesson, but Lagesson ended it and made him all bloody? I'm sorry, but we've seen Hopkins fight. We've seen Monahan fight Nugent Hopkins. We've seen really good players fight. And yeah, you might think Stuzle's a superstar right now. He's not. He will be eventually. I'm not saying he will never be. But he needs to learn that if you're going to go and punch someone, especially a defenseman like Lagesson, who is tall and bigger than you, you're going to end up losing that fight. And Stuzle ultimately lost that fight. Like I said, he did throw some punches, but if he's going to start things, he better know how to finish it, and he didn't. And now Lagesson was the one that finished it, and at the end of the day, Lagesson got the fighting win. and Stuzle left all bloody. Like, I don't know what you want there, Spector, but if you're going to aggravate someone to fight you, the media can't go after the other guy. And to say, well, Nick Holden should drop with Connor McDavid, Connor McDavid didn't do anything. If people actually wanted Stützle's back there, someone like Austin Watson or whatever his name is, or another guy that fights, like Brady Tkachuk, should have stepped in for Stützle. But Stützle took it into his own hands. That's Stützle's fault. Stop blaming Lagesson as the meat. No wonder no one wants to come to Edmonton. The media is just horrible at it. But anyway, that's another topic. We do have other Oilers news, as this is towards Bakersfield, as Seth Griffith was named the AHL Player of the Month after putting up 6 goals and 18 points over 9 games in January. That's even with him getting called up to the Oilers for a bit there. So congrats on Seth Griffith. And as far as I know, that's all the other Oilers news until, the media comes out and says something stupid again, which, that's like an everyday thing when it comes to Oilers land. But the Oilers have got 9 out of a possible 10 points. Sorry I didn't do a game review last night. It was his daughter's birthday. Couldn't get it on, and, I could have probably done it about midnight last night, but after that, it's all good. 9 out of 10 points, that's still good. Edmonton's moving up, and we are in Washington tomorrow. I believe that's a 5:30 start as well. I'm just going to double check because the Canadian men's team plays, so I guess I'm going to have to watch both. That's a 5 p.m. start tomorrow in Washington. Hopefully they do good. I'm actually excited to see Ovechkin and Draisaitl. 2 of the best goal scorers in the league right now. That will be perfect. But that is it for today. I hope you guys stay safe. Don't get too cold out there. The wind's awful. But stay safe out there, and you guys have a great rest of your night. See you later.